Okay, so we officially have a title for our channel, which is Hair Co Combos. So this is Sam.
Hello.
Hi, Sam. Tell us who you are, what you do, and why you're here.
Oh my gosh. So many questions. I'm Sam. I'm a hairstylist at Industry. I specifically specialize in blended brightening services. So it could be high maintenance, it could be low maintenance, but ultimately everything's blended and grows out really nicely.
Okay.
I also am, I don't know, a wig specialist, I guess would be my title here. I am the second employee of Industry Wig Co. So I color wigs, I take try-on sessions, and kind of work with hair alternatives.
Yep.
What was the third question?
Who you are, what you do, why you're here.
Why I'm here? Because I freaking love this place.
Yes.
Like, I don't know, this place lights me up. I'm excited to come to work every day. I like humbly brag to my friends all the time about how lucky I am to work at a place that I love coming to every day.
Doesn't it make you so sad when they like tell you how much they hate the job or how like
Yeah, 100%.
bored they are or how, and I'm like, oh my God, find something else to do then.
Yeah, one of my favorite questions to ask clients when they're telling me about their jobs is, like, is it a job that you love and it fires you up, or is it like a pay your bills type of job?
Totally.
And like, if it's a pay your bills type of job, okay, if in an imaginary world and you didn't have bills to pay, like what would you do?
Yeah.
And my answer would never change. Maybe organize a closet, but like, yeah, I would still be doing hair if I didn't have to worry about bills.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. Okay, so you said you are a blended brightening specialist. How did you get into that?
I think it's just naturally what my eye gravitates towards. So like looking at Pinterest photos and seeing stuff online, I've always loved that look. I think my clientele is very low maintenance and like easygoing people. They just want to like wash, wear, and go.
Yep.
But they also want it to look really nice all the time.
Totally.
So like not just the month after the appointment, but like 3-4 months, they still want it to look nice. And I feel like all the classes I had taken over the last like year and a half kind of brought me to it.
Yeah, they all kind of grouped in together at that one point, right?
Yeah. I don't know. I just love it because it's easy and they can come back every 2 months, but they can also come back every 6 months.
So a question we get a lot when someone's like calling to book an appointment is like, you guys say everyone's a lived-in specialist. Like, what's the difference? How do I know who I'm booking with? Like, who the best person for me is? So you kind of just answered that, but like, explain that a little bit more. Like, someone who is booking with you because.
Because it's got the like gradient effect. It also like I work a lot with people's natural color.
Gradient, yeah.
So I'm not necessarily doing a root color or a color between the foils. I'm incorporating their natural hair a lot of the time. I'm also selecting tones that like as they fade are still gonna look really nice.
Right.
But I don't think I have like a, some balayages are very like stringy and ribbony. Like I think a lot of my stuff just literally melts from root to end. And I would say that's what I would say makes me different than some of the other people.
So when I had someone last week call, I asked very specific questions, right? So I was like, do you want to see, ribbons of color, or do you want to see a really soft blend from root to end with the ends being lighter and your roots being a little darker? Yeah. And then she was like, I definitely don't want to see like ribbons and chunks throughout my hair. Like I want it to be a seamless finish.
Seamless is a good word.
Yeah. And then I was like, right away, I was like, then you want to see Sam, right? Like anytime someone says that, like seamless or blended or soft, like that to me is like the 3 words that describe.
Yeah, there's no like start or finish to a highlight.
Totally.
It just blends and disappears.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's super important to know if you're watching this and you're like, oh my God, you all said you guys do low maintenance shit. Yeah, we do because it's so popular right now and it's just like the way the hair is kind of going. But like if you want that soft blended like feel, then you want to see Sam.
I also think like maybe, and not to say that anybody else in our salon doesn't focus on this, but I made it a priority to focus on healthy hair. Yeah. So I'm not gonna highlight someone if their hair is not in the right spot, and I make it a requirement to have a trim or a treatment.
Yep.
Obviously, if they really don't want it, then we have that conversation.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you should be getting a trim or
Exactly.
treatment in my
Yeah.
mind if you're getting your hair lightened.
Yeah.
Because it just
It
looks
just
better.
makes the most sense.
Yeah.
Like the worst thing in the world is when you literally see a client with this like beautiful color and then you see their ends and you're like, oh my God.
Spiderwebs
Right?
out. Yeah.
Like that's not a good look.
I
It's
can't
not
take a
good look.
photograph of it.
Yeah.
Like, it's just not cute.
It's just not cute.
Yeah.
It's just not cute. Okay, so how long have you worked here?
Exactly 3 years and like 3 weeks.
Woo, woo. And how did you originally find industry?
So like it goes way back to when you owned your last salon. At the time, I just moved back home during COVID, and I was looking for somewhere to start my apprenticeship. I was still in hair school.
Yep.
So I believe I just sent an email asking if you guys were hiring, and you said no. Little did I know Industry Hairco was in progress. And then I started working somewhere else and just continued to follow Asia. And then when you posted about industry, I really like interacted a lot with you. I was like, she's gonna notice me. And then literally one day, one day I just messaged you and I was like, hey, are you hiring an assistant or an apprentice?
Yep.
Not an assistant, apprentice. And you were like, yeah, sure. And a week later I had a job.
Okay, so let's talk about that. So she messages and I'm like, yep, come in, let's chat. Did Jess sit on the interview too?
No.
No? Okay, so it was just me. And I had already had Sarah Ansel, who was currently an apprentice at the time as well. And I didn't have the capacity to have two people like under me. That's just too much for me.
You're starting a business.
Right? Like, yeah, it's
much.
just too much. Yeah. So I said to Jessica, I said, if you can take her under your wing, then like this can work. But like I can't. So I was like, yeah, she'll work your hours, she'll whatever, blah, 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 blah. So I meet with Sam, and my first impression was she was, I don't even know what the word was to describe you. You've changed a lot in the 3 years, let's just say that. But she was very harsh. Did you feel that?
Like if I could describe my past self, it would be like I was like a shell of a human. Like I didn't want to show my personality.
Yeah.
Because I was taught in an interview, you're so structured and you got to say the right thing and impress the person. And you were so laid back.
So
I was
not
like,
that person.
I don't know what the fuck I'm doing here. She definitely doesn't like me.
So then I chatted. I was like, okay, let me like figure out whatever. So I chat with Jess, and then you came back in and did a model.
You had messaged me you wanted a working interview.
Yes.
Yep.
So she brought in a model, and that was when Jess met you. And Jess had already known a little bit about you because you guys went to the same hair school, and she did your mom's.
Yeah.
So Jessica was the one who suggested for Sam to go to that hair school.
Thank you, Jessica.
Yeah. So then, anyways, she does the model. Jess is like, oh, I really like her. And I'm like, that's funny, I don't. So I was like, yeah. I'm like, okay. And I'm like, well, what do you like about her? And she's like, well, she reminds me so much of me. And I was like, interesting, because Jess also was very different 9 years ago when I met her, right? So, and like so awkward. Oh my God, it was so funny. She basically called us and said she couldn't take the job and left a voicemail. And then when I called her back, she's like, that's not what I meant. I was like, what?
Just like crumbles under pressure. Like, wait, you actually like me?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll work for you. What do you want me to do?
So I kind of had this like thing. I was like, I don't know. It's not like 100% yes for me. And Jessica's like, well, it's 100% yes for me. So let's do it. I'm like, let's do it then. So now, obviously, I love Sam. And
the whole story begins with a hate story. Enemies to lovers.
Enemies to lovers. And it's just, it's so cool to like watch someone when they're so young start off, and how mature and how much someone can grow in such a short period of time. Even though it's 3 years, it's not short, but in the grand scheme of things, it's really short. Yeah. And like, yeah, like you were just so closed off. You never smiled. You, like, I don't think I heard your laugh for like a really long time. Yeah. And like her laugh is fucking contagious. Like it is like a Like, it's so funny. It's such a good laugh.
I think I was so scared of you and Jess. Like, Sarah and I would go to the back room and we'd laugh in secret. I'd be like, this is my moment to get all my energy out. And then I'll go back to the salon floor and be so professional. She'll have no idea I just cracked a joke.
But, like, they don't know I want that. Like, I
Yeah.
don't want the professional. I want them. Like, I want to know who they are as a person. So that was really funny. And then, yeah, I think it was kind of like our first Christmas party.
Yeah.
Where, like, I was like, okay, Sam's really, like, coming into herself.
Yeah.
And then in my head, I'm like, well, is she really coming into herself? Or is she just, like, I just never saw that.
Yeah.
And now, like, she's warming up to, like,
I think I truly discovered myself at industry.
Yeah.
Like, I think I reflect back on, like, high school and when I was at university, I was a shell of a human. Like, I was really scared of everything in life and everybody I ever interacted with. And so I didn't know who I was. And I think giving me the freedom to just be myself and be like, no, you're allowed to have a personality and you can choose whatever the fuck you want here. Like, no one's forcing you to do or say anything, gave me a lot of freedom.
Yeah.
And I'd say even up until now, I'm still trying to figure out who I am, but I feel very confident now in who I am compared to even 2 years ago.
Yeah. I think that in our industry especially, we are encouraged to like find that person versus in a lot of other industries, they're expected to keep that professional like shell, right?
Yes.
But like for us, it's like, no, we actually want to see that. So it's really neat to like literally watch it unfold. So there was a time, was it last year, I think? Sam had just come off like 3 classes. She was like so inspired. This is kind of what brought on her like blended brightening specialty. And she was so inspired. She was so booked. And I surprised her at one of our team meetings with like a confetti pop. You were the first one, right?
No, I think it was the second.
Was it? Okay.
Victoria was
so
first.
It was like this confetti pop where like literally I was like this gun that like shot so much confetti. And I was like, we're celebrating Sam because it was the first time in industry's history, which we're only new, so we're only 3 years in, but still not the point, that she had earned her raise and she never asked me. Like, she didn't ask for it. It was just like she had worked so hard to get to that point and to get to that, and it was really cool to be able to like share that with the team, right? Like that was a really fun meeting.
Yeah,
I was
really super proud of myself too.
Yeah.
And a lot of it came from demand, and I never saw that possibility in my own career. I was just like, I'll go with the flow for the rest of forever.
Yeah.
So that was really fun.
Yeah. How do you like the team?
I love the team. There are days where I'm just like overstimulated because there's so many of us, but everybody's personalities, I think, blend well together. We've got some really high energy people. We've got some really like lower energy people, but everybody's happy and like gets along. Yeah. We're all friends.
Yeah, which is so nice.
And I love the fact that like we can hang outside of work and it's fun and friendly, but also there's no expectation to hang outside of work.
Exactly.
Yeah, I literally just talk about everything with everybody. There's no secrets. I can confide in people. Yep. I can ask for help. Yep. Like there's no judgment in the rooms. Yeah. So.
Which is so good. Yeah. Okay, what made you want to get into wigs with me?
Honestly, just like, let me think about this.
I think it started for you. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it started for you when you had 2 clients bring in their wigs for you to do, and you were like it was a challenge.
Yes.
And it's not often we get something that challenges us.
And it wasn't necessarily a challenge in what they were asking of me, but the pressure of like, holy crap, they spent a lot of money on this, and if I ruin it, I'll have to pay them back, which I couldn't have afforded at the moment. So I liked the pressure, and I think the more I thought about working with wigs, as you had announced that we were opening Wig Co., like I have a soft spot in my heart for people who struggle with their health in whatever way that looks like, whether it's hormonal or an illness. Yeah. And I felt called to work here and do that. I also love not having the pressure of, well, I'm working, there's no clients that I have to entertain.
Yeah.
And I love all my clients and we get along well, but there are days where I would come home just exhausted from talking.
You're like wiped, yeah.
Yeah, and so the idea of being able to work on not a human and just be creative was really exciting for me.
Yeah, so true.
Yeah.
So true. Who is your most favorite wig that you have created?
I mean, the original Dolly haircut was my favorite, but I did not color her. I think color-wise, Lynn, is it Lynn? Loretta? The one I recently did? Lynn?
They're both dark. One's dark and curly, and one's dark with soft balayage. One's Lynn, one's Loretta. Are you talking about the balayage one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she's Lynn.
I was really proud of that one, whatever her name is.
Whoever she is.
I don't work on a lot of really dark hair, and especially knowing wigs are colored differently than human hair would ever be. As I was washing her, you said to me, I've lifted her more than you ever have, and I was like, okay.
Yeah,
I know what I'm doing.
like that.
So I love her. I also love Savannah, mostly because the inspiration was my own hair.
Her own hair. Yeah. It's
so
literally
she's really
a perfect
pretty
match
too.
to her hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
They're all really cute.
Yeah. What's next for you? What are your goals? What are your aspirations? What are your North Star dreams?
Like at work or just life?
In life.
Life. I mean, right now my next goal is to just like continue building my relationship. It's still new and fresh, and we've got lots to look forward to together.
How long have you guys been together?
Since July, so like 9 months.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, like approaching 9 months.
But you guys have done a lot in your 9 months.
Yeah.
Right? Like your travel, your experiences, your like you guys have done a lot.
The first time I had like 2 families in one room.
Yeah.
Like I dated people for years, and I was like, I'm never bringing my family and their family into one room. I'm really excited about that. I'm also like goal-wise, I would love to get a second dog, but there's financial goals I need to reach.
Right. Which is very responsible.
Yeah.
Very responsible.
It's the way I was born.
Yeah.
I just can't do things on a whim.
Yeah.
I don't know, what else? Love to just have a lot more freedom in my free time, which makes me laugh because when I reflect on some of the hours I've worked in previous months, I have a lot of free time, but I do absolutely nothing with it.
That's amazing.
No, you and I have talked about I'd love to live a little bit closer to work, even just to get that extra hour in my day.
And that would be
make a huge difference.
Yeah.
Moving into a slightly bigger space.
Yeah,
those are all my goals, but
yeah,
pretty normal, boring life stuff.
Did your boyfriend, did he grow up with a dog?
Yeah, his family had a dog.
So he, like, if he were to pick a dog, what kind would he get?
I actually have never asked him because I
just want a wiener.
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, right now, the breed that I love is called a duck-tolling retriever.
What the fuck is that? I gotta look it up.
They're red-looking golden retrievers. They're hunting dogs.
Okay, duck trolling?
Tolling.
Oh, tolling?
Yeah, they're from Nova Scotia.
Retriever.
They're water dogs. They're like smaller, like
they're
like
so
40
cute.
Pounds. Yeah, little pink nose, all of them. Yeah, they all have like a white spot, whether it's on their face or their chest. They're really cute, but they're a lot of energy.
Oh.
So I would need either a yard or somewhere to.
Oh, they are so cute, and their color is really beautiful.
Yeah, and they're not too big.
Okay.
Yeah. So I just keep pointing them out every time we're on a walk. I'm like, look at that one, it's so cute. But I also love just like
Oslo would be a big brother to a bigger dog.
Yes, it's gonna be a big brother to anything that's bigger than him.
That's hilarious.
Simon's mom's cats are bigger than him.
Are they?
Like
I bet
his
actually,
size.
yeah.
They beat him up.
Yeah.
Well, one's beat him up one time. I can't say that like it's a normal thing.
Oh my god, that is so funny. Okay, anything else you'd like to add or share about life or what it's like in Sam's chair? Or...
Come book with me.
Please.
please come book with me. No.
Are you funny behind the chair or are you professional?
Honestly, I follow the vibes of my clients. I think if you were to survey across the board all of my clients, I'd say 80% of them say I'm a blast. And the other ones, it's just more like low key, like whether they're like teachers that have been busy all day and they
Totally.
just want quiet time,
Yeah.
or like
I think
maybe
that's
we
like
just,
a cool, like an important thing to learn in our industry is
Yeah.
that like if someone sits in your chair, even though you might want to chit chat, they might not want to,
Yep,
and you got to read that.
yep.
Like
I can very
very quickly pick up on what they
yes,
want. Yeah.
I very quickly know to shut up when necessary. And then
Done.
sometimes
Shut
I'm
up.
like, all of the girls are on such a high vibe and they're
Yeah.
having such a blast, and I'm sitting here like, shut up, I'm giving a head massage.
Yeah, I
But-
know. Honestly, the salon is so busy and there's so many people, and 99% of the time I fucking love the energy in there.
Yeah.
But there's always that 1% every now and again where I'm
Yeah.
like, read my face.
Yeah.
Like I'm telling you with my eyes
Yep.
to just simmer down a notch
I
because
was
my
about-
client is trying to enjoy this moment.
I was about to wash my client this morning, and Victoria's flopping on the floor like a fish behind me. And I was just like, can we have done this anywhere else? Like, I love you, this is funny, but not right now.
Not right now. Flopping like a fish. These girls.
You know.
Oh my God.
No.
Okay, well, that's funny. On that note, thank you for listening.
Yeah.
And
TTYL.
TTYL.